let's talk about power, resistance, and you. Power is the rate of doing work, which, if you recall, work is force times displacement, right? Force is a vector quantity, which means that it has magnitude and direction. So generally, like a push or a pull. Where this is interesting for me is looking at electrical circuits and looking at the relationships between power, voltage, current, and resistance. Oftentimes I have people come in and saying, I'm feeling so much resistance. And I want you to remember that feeling resistance doesn't mean that it's stopping you, doesn't mean it's decreasing your power. It just depends what you're holding constant. Let's look at the following. First, I want to define a couple things so that we're all on the same page, okay? Electricity is the flow of electrical power or charge. Your current is the electric charge over time, right? Denoted by the letter I. So I am the current. I am the current. I am. Do you get? And then, so your voltage, which is electrical pressure, or the potential difference between 2 points on a circuit that pushes the current to do work, right? So it's the potential difference. So in this analogy, it would be the difference between your desired state and where you think you are right now, right? Where you think you are, your old stories, the potential energy and the pressure you're feeling to bridge that gap, that electrical pressure we just said. And resistance is the opposition to the current flow. So basically, like, imagine like in a wire or something, you have your current is flowing in this direction, and then because of like whatever particles you have that it's bumping into, that decreases the current that actually gets through to the other side. Your relationship to resistance changes depending on what you're holding as a constant. So holding a constant means that you do not change that number, right? You're not changing that value. Let's say that the value you're holding is I am always a priority, right? And you're not changing that based off of anything. You can look over here at Ohm's law. Resistance is measured in ohms, and I think that's funny because it's like, if you're feeling resistance, just take a breath, and then that's the end, right? Omega is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. It's the end. So if you're like, take a breath, and then you drop your resistance because you come to your present. Anyway, that's just a little joke I think is fun. Your relationship to resistance changes depending on what you're holding as a constant, because if you are holding your voltage, your potential difference in where you think you are and where you want to be as the constant, you're continually saying, I'm not there, then having a resistance decreases your power, right? Decreases the power available. Remembering power is the rate at which you're doing work over time, right? Because you're decreasing your power by holding voltage as a constant. Increasing resistance decreases power. However, if what you're holding as a constant is your current, I squared, right? Then resistance being higher does not decrease power. It would actually increase the availability of power, right? And why is this? So if you're holding your current as constant, resistance can only add to your power, because as you're holding your current, I am wealthy, I am happy, any resistant energy that comes up, you're still holding this as a constant. You do not waver from that. If you are dividing yourself by other opposing thoughts that come up, taking away from your own power, your own current of energy, that is why you feel that resistance can stop you, because you're not holding your current I am this, I have this, I do this as a constant. You're holding old bullshit. So when you're experiencing resistance, celebrate and say, great, I'm so strong, I'm adding to my power. I am this already. This cannot stop me. That's energy, baby. Bring it back into the fold. Stop making up the story that it can stop you. That's pretty voltage of you, not very current, not very current of you, very voltage. Let go of the voltage. Be the current. Have a good day.